Now, introduction to tabular method. So, in order to manipulate variables more than 5 or 6, we prefer tabular method because K-map is not useful. So, okay, the tabular method is also known as Quine-McCluskey or a QM method. Okay, what is the steps involved in this method? Same process. It involves the basic theorem. What is that basic theorem? A alpha plus A alpha bar is equal to A. Okay, that is the basic theorem available in basic theorem available. Okay, in K-map we use only this formula. Which formula? A alpha plus A alpha bar is equal to A. But here we use one more step. After this, we follow one more step to perform reduction. That is binary representation. Okay, that is binary representation. So tabulation method involves three steps. First one is binary representation. Second, after representing everything, you have to find prime implicant by using that algorithm. Okay, next, finding essential prime implicant. So first, binary representation. So what is binary representation? Two k variable terms are combined if and only if they differ with one literal. Okay, if and only if they differ one literal. See example, I am taking two numbers now. Okay, I am taking two numbers here, these two numbers. I have to combine these two if they differ with one value. See here, those two are differ, only W position is differ, remaining all are same. So you have to combine these two and write as like this, dash 001. Okay, dash 001 means one variable is observed, but you have to mention dash because the given function is 4 variable. So to understand it is 4 variable function, we put dash. At which one? Which variable is missed? W is missed. So at that position, I am writing. See, the order is W, X, Y, Z. If Y is missed, you have to write WX dash Z. Okay. If X is missed, W dash YZ. Okay, like that you have to mention. Okay, this is the basic. And note, the positions must be differ only one. See, okay, here remaining all are same. Three positions are same, only one position is differed, then only combine these two terms, otherwise don't combine. Okay, that is the basic rule. Next, how to find prime implicant. The first step, draw the table. Okay, table 1, create a table 1 by representing the binary form for given minterm. Okay, I given some sigma function, right? Whatever minterms available, right, for those numbers minterms, binary form. If I given sigma 2 comma 3, okay, write binary number of 2, write binary number of 3. Okay, that is the table 1. Next, table 2. Now you write already binary numbers of minterms, right? Now you have to group those minterms according to the number of ones available. Okay, group, suppose 4 and 5, 4 and 8, I given 4 and 8. 4 value is 0 1 0 0, right? It has single one. And 8 1 triple 0. 8 also has single one. So group 4 and 8 to separate. Okay, and give the index with 1 because it consists of single one. Next, like that you have to form, means number of zeros. Index 0 means number of ones is equal to 0. Index 1, number of ones is 1. Index 2, number of ones is 2. Index 3, number of ones is 3. Like that you have to arrange, create a table 2. Okay, next compare. After creating a table 2, now compare index 0 values with index 1. Okay, index 0 values with index 1 and check if there is only one difference, one variable difference, then combine it. Otherwise, don't combine. If you combined, please check mark. Please give tick mark. You can understand in detail while doing problem. Okay. Next, third step. Repeat step 3 until there is no further combination is possible. Okay. And whatever unchecked terms remaining, those are all called prime implicants. Okay. Those are all called prime implicants. If you combine anything, you have to put tick mark. If combining is not possible, leave it. Don't put tick mark. So those are which are untick mark, those are called prime implicants. Okay, untick marks are called prime implicants. Remember, tick marks are called implicants, untick marks are prime implicants. Okay, next, third step is you find prime implicants also. Next, you have to find essential prime implicant, right? How to find it? Essential prime implicant. So essential prime implicancy depends on min terms, right? So whatever okay, the essential, as per definition, essential prime implicants are mainly depends on prime implicants and min terms, right? That is the basic definition. So we have to form a table. Okay, column wise mention min terms, row wise mention what prime implicants. Okay, row wise mention prime implicant, column wise mention min terms, and select the min terms available. Okay, put cross mark. That chart is called prime implicant chart. Okay, and place X mark if prime implicant is belongs to that min term or not. Otherwise, leave it. Okay, don't put anything. After placing X marks, check column wise every number, every min term, check column wise. Is any single X is available? That column, put round mark. Okay, put round mark. Okay, those are called round marked prime implicants are considered as essential. Okay, in some problems, practically uncircled prime implicants are also essential. So we have to reduce prime implicant chart furtherly. Okay, we have to reduce prime implicant chart. How it can be done? in the first step, you find one essential term. Okay, remove those terms horizontally and also vertically. Okay, now you get reduced prime implicant chart. Repeat same step. Please place X marks and round single X's available or not. Okay, like that you have to reduce the prime implicant chart. And if there is no possible, no circled things you have got, means circle X's are not available. There is one most possible way, that is dominant row or dominant column. What is dominant row and what is dominant column? Dominant row means if two rows, compare two rows. Okay, if first row has min term equally in second row, okay, you can remove one row. Okay, more literals. If it has more literals, you can remove it. Similarly, column wise. Okay, mostly we use dominant row method only. We don't use dominant column method. Okay, let us see practically problem now. Okay, we do practical problem.